Hello, beautiful human. I'm Zach. That's Dan. Welcome to the studio. INJI.
Yo!
Hey, friends! I thought you were talking to me when you said beautiful human.
I mean, you are. Everybody's a beautiful human.
I totally agree.
We all have that within us and exuding out of us if we really choose to tap into it.
Completely.
You're so interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
I mean, you're really smart.
Thanks.
You went to one
Am
of...
I?
Dude. You went to one of the most prestigious universities in America, correct?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, you did. You went to UPenn.
Yeah, I did.
That's where my dad went.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he like it?
He loved it. He's a smart
loved
guy
it
as well.
too.
Yeah.
It was a really fun place. For how smart the people are, it's crazy how dumb they act. It's a very dumb party school. I loved it. It was a great time.
What did you really love about it? When you look at your college experience, what was your takeaway from it? That's shaped you.
That's a great question. Well, I went to the business school, so there was a lot of people already planning all the big things they were gonna do after grad. It taught me to think big. They were all starting their startups and thinking about their fifth job, and I don't know. It was just an environment with a lot of driven, cool, ambitious people. So it made me think big, I think. I liked college.
What were you thinking about?
Well, I was thinking about completely different stuff. I was thinking I'm gonna be a consulting powerhouse. I'm gonna start a startup about some finance thing. I don't know. I was a totally different human back then. I had none of this planned out.
But you had some roots in music, right?
I did.
You were in a jazz band.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll tell you.
And a cappella.
Yeah, I was in a lot of things. I was a classical pianist growing up. So I grew up in Istanbul. There's a lot of parts to the story. A lot of moving parts. I grew up in Istanbul, born and raised, and I was a classical pianist there. I went to the conservatory. So my music journey starts with me doing the kind of Russian strict play harder and play faster conservatory days.
Does that ruin your relationship with the piano?
Not at all. I actually had an angel teacher who was the opposite of that. The school was kind of scary, but my teacher was an angel. I was this was a pretty serious school, so a lot of my classmates in piano ended up becoming now concert pianists. I was at the bottom of my class. So I'd come back every week, haven't practiced the piano, and my teacher would be well, maybe next week you'll practice more. But somehow I made it through, and I ended up graduating the program. So I was a pianist first. And it definitely it made me love just what music is from age 7, because I was oh my God, I touch these notes and I make sounds and it makes me feel better. I feel I can process my emotions when I'm playing the piano. So
when did you realize that was a thing that came from touching those keys?
Probably 9 or 10 when I started playing actual pieces that gave me feelings pretty early on. I loved it. I didn't practice that hard, but piano was my therapy. I was just, if I couldn't figure out a thought, you just go and play these beautiful things and it just calmed me down.
Were you playing things out of just your head or things?
No, pieces other composers wrote, just Mozart and Chopin and blah, 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 blah. I wasn't really composing at all back then. And then when I grew up a bit, I started singing, but my interest was totally in jazz. So I was just doing jazz bands, big bands, all of that stuff. And then in college.
Playing what, piano?
No. In jazz bands, I was singing at this point. I can't really play jazz piano. I can just play classical piano. So then I just became, I was doing the all that stuff. A good, jazz vocalist. Scatting. And I loved it. Again, it made me feel so calm. I had
all improv, right?
Well, scatting is a bit of improv. And then you have the regular song part of the jazz song. And then sometimes, because everyone gets a solo. And then sometimes they'd give the vocalist a solo, and then you just have to improv.
Just like that?
Literally. I wasn't that good at it.
So
but
I'm at a
loved
jazz club and I see that.
Yes, it's probably improv. I don't know. But then my like college music life was all jazz bands. I had a little jazz band myself. We'd like go do date nights at frats. We'd like play covers. I was in a cappella. In high school, I did so much choir. Oh my God, I loved choir. Therapeutic. And I did like, I'm not Christian, but I did church choir for a few years. Loved it. I was singing like the Bible in Latin. Don't really know what I was saying. And it was the most like beautiful thing ever. It's like, I don't know. It's like Renaissance era music. It's just kind of different to what we like hear these days. Like harmonically, it's just, I don't know. Music before I started like making it and becoming an artist was so in my life, but in such a different form. It was like these less popular genres and forms, and it was all like, wow, I just love notes when they're put together, and it just, the way it makes me feel. Yeah, so I was a big music girl, just never like, oh, I'm gonna be an artist girl.
Why'd you settle on EDM to be the vehicle for your expression?
Complete coincidence. Me, an artist, complete coincidence. It was divine intervention. God was like, I'm bored of you doing consulting, like do something else. Because, and I can tell you the whole origin story, me doing very jazzy, whatever, classical oriented stuff. In said jazz band, one day we had a gig, my drummer gets sick, I get a substitute drummer, and he's like, hey, like I also make beats, you should come over, I'll show you some beats. I was like, what's a beat? Whatever, he gives me, we go through some beats in his like trash beats folder, he picks house beat 120, and he gives me the beat. Just by coincidence, I thought it was cool. And I take that beat to, there was this one rapper at UPenn in my era, Heist with a $sign. And he had a Spotify, and he had this song we all knew, and he was really cute. So I had a crush on him. So I take the beat to him in an attempt to like hang out, and I'm like, can you teach me how to write a song? Because like, you're a rapper, you know how to write a song. Here's house beat 120. And we played the beat, and we wrote my first song, Gaslight, together.
Really?
First song we wrote, basically. First song I really wrote. It was a coincidence that it was house. It was a coincidence that he rapped on it because he was a rapper. So then I became this artist that like kind of raps on house beats. Whatever, we make the song, we think it's hilarious. There's no artist name yet. I have a TikTok account of like 50 followers with like my baby self as the profile picture. I've posted like 4 covers of my a cappella and jazz. And we post a TikTok. I'm in PJs, no makeup, nothing. He even told me to like, oh, this is cringy, like delete it. And then I forgot. And then it went viral the next day. So divine intervention. It doesn't make any sense. And then, oh my God, you guys, I'm nervous. My heart is beating.
Well, it's really wild, isn't it? Because it was only 2 years ago.
2 years ago. It was these weird coincidences coming together to make me this kind of artist. I wasn't considering becoming an artist or doing music as my career. I had life planned out to a T. I was like, I'm gonna go to this great finance school. I had this job lined up in consulting in New York, and then I'll work some there, and then I'll make my own startup, and da-da-da. And at nights, I'll go to jazz clubs and I'll scat my brains off and I'll sing. That was my dream, and then this like magical door opened to me. I'm a lucky girl.
Well, you're also creating music that's really, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's by the way worth your ear. There's a link below if you want to listen to it. You got to listen to the brand new EP. We good. It's very good.
We're good. It's okay. Thank you.
We're good.
No. You're good. You're right. Oh. It's we good.
Oh,
but
okay.
I was just trying to say the emotion. Oh. We're good. Everything's fine. Thank you for liking my music. I think it definitely is, because if I was like a random person who coincidentally started an artist project, I think it would be very different. Like I have such an history in music that I think it makes it.
But I think like everybody says like all of this is a combination, right? Like you put in so many hours into music, from making it to creating it, listening it, learning it, whatever.
Yeah.
Like everything just like that matched with the universe all aligns to something real.
I think so, yeah.
And clearly you had this ability just like laying dormant within you or being expressed in other ways.
If I didn't have like 18 years of like deep music experience in me, I don't think this project would really have a life. Like music was so deeply ingrained in me. I had studied it for years and years and years, just in a different form, that within the INJI project, like it could, I think, take it further. I don't know. You know, someone said like, I can't remember the quote, but it's something like, it's not a coincidence when people who are super prepared get lucky.
No, yeah.
Yeah. It's,
There's like
I guess I did prepare for it.
it's like luck and something meets something. Like there's a quote on it. Give it a Google.
I think it's like,
Luck
my
meets
mom
something meets
always
something.
quotes this. I think it's something like,
Preparation.
Luck
Yeah,
meets preparation
preparation.
meets opportunity.
right. And the more prepared you are, the more lucky you get. You get.
Totally.
Yeah.
Dude, you put in
I guess.
thousands of hours.
Probably, yeah. And that's why it worked. Like I'd sang for thousands of hours and I played the piano for thousands of hours and I'd listened to thousands of hours of music. And then when luck came, the opportunity came, a viral video hits, I guess I could take it.
But how do you go from singing jazz music to then putting out this single where you're like rapping and talking?
It was a reaction like to who I was at the time. I was, again, we're like at Wharton Business School. It's the most stressful environment in the world because everyone is so smart and so driven and you're all fighting for the same jobs. And I was this really serious, anxious girl. I wore blazers to school. Like I spoke in cold calling terms. I was like, hello, good morning. My name is da-da-da-da. And I think this like persona that we see now in the music was inside of me and it just like needed an outlet. So on this one random night, she came out and to contradict like how serious and anxious I was and how much I hated that, I think I made the most unserious music in the world. I myself took life so seriously and I was so not chill that I think the artist persona that came out was the opposite.
But there is a seriousness to the gravity of your lyrics, right? Like
Sometimes,
I mean,
songs.
You're sending a message in some records.
Yes, I think
Sexy
now,
Forever?
for sure. That one's now one. It's probably the song I'm like most proud of because it does that.
And it also features like one of the greatest artists
Oh
ever.
my God! Don't even get me started. I'm losing it about this.
It's a great record.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy you like it. I'm sure so many people you guys interview like probably talked about this, but it's Sexy Forever is about like society and how we see women, but it comes from when I first started coming out to LA and doing sessions here, I like very quickly realized that women in the music space feel like there's this ticking bomb and they have to make it before they're 22 and otherwise they're old news. Like songwriters would tell me in sessions that sometimes they have to lie about their age to be taken seriously, or they'd be like, oh, I can't tell you my age, I'm so old, and they'd be like 30. I like slowly felt this pressure from the music industry that like, oh, you didn't start on a TV show at 15 and you haven't been like, you haven't had a music project since you were a teenager, like you're probably running out of time, which was horrible. And I think it's just fake. Like I didn't want to accept it. It's deeply untrue. It's also really annoying that we as a society, we kind of like push female artists out as soon as they start looking like adults. Like, I mean, maybe it's changing now and I hope it is, but how many 50, 60-year-old female artists do we know who are touring versus male? Like, I don't know why don't I have like, those examples? And well, Nile Rogers, literal musical legend, I love you, was also a huge inspiration for the song because he's touring. He's everywhere. He's a 30-year-old in himself. And that's where I kind of came up with the title of Sexy Forever. Like this man exudes life and confidence and like sexiness. It's sexy there. I'm not trying to say like I'm like physically sexy and I'm hot and I'm an object. I'm trying to say like I want to be full of life and sexy and like this energy forever when I'm 80. So it's a song to the music industry, to kind of the world saying, look, like I'm going to be like this when I'm 70, 80. I'm not in a rush to be super successful or do whatever. I don't have a ticking bomb on me. Like I'll wait for what's mine. I'm good. I'm confident. I'm excited to grow up and age because I believe that I'll be sexy forever. And it stems from a very deep anxiety. It made me so anxious about my age. And like, am I late to the game? What's gonna happen when I start getting some wrinkles? And to cope with that anxiety, I wrote a song that just goes, no, you'll be sexy forever. It's okay. So just saying the opposite.
A reminder when you need it.
Completely. The whole EP is kind of, it's like a collection of things I have to tell myself to remind myself that life is good and everything is great and we're all happy. When I like wake up and I look in the mirror every morning to get you going. Sorry, that was a crazy sentence, but
no, but it's by the way, like I think the best music is born out of that stuff. Like things that you need to tell yourself or remind yourself of, like it ends up becoming something that everybody else needs to hear too.
I hope so. It's kind of like, pretend to be that way until you become it. Like keep repeating these sentences until you believe them. And I think it's working. Like I felt super anxious about growing up and being late. I wrote this song that's all like, no, you're not late. You're going to be sexy forever. And now I feel more chill about it.
And there may be moments when you don't feel chill, but you reference that song.
Absolutely. It's kind of like positive affirmations put over cool house beats that you can dance to.
So has EDM become just the vehicle, like the genre vehicle for you for the long run? And why? Is it because it's versatile?
Well, I've had so many thoughts on this. I'd call it more like dance, pop.
I agree because there's you have a bossa nova style record on here. You really stretch the bounds of what it means to be EDM, but I guess it's just the beats per minute.
I guess so. I don't even know if I count as an EDM artist really. But even the Grammys just got the dance pop category last year. I guess we're now thinking about what is this genre of, it's fast, it's dancey, it has an 808. I felt very strongly that I didn't want to be misunderstood as a female act in EDM because a lot of the times, if we see a dance record with a super big male DJ and a female vocalist on it, we tend to ignore the female vocalist.
100%.
So it was so okay, I don't want to be a vocalist. Maybe I shouldn't be in the EDM space. So I always tried to push the boundaries of, this is kind of EDM, but it's also kind of pop. We're dancing, but there's an artist here and you should know my face and not the,
No, totally. But it's also yours, right? It's different. It's not Girls with a Z featuring whoever the fuck. It's, it's Girls.
Yeah.
By INJI.
So a lot of the, I've said no to so many, this featuring INJI songs when they were EDM. And they were great songs just because I wanted it to be mine a little. I wanted to be known and respected for the music and not be unfairly put aside. I don't know. I guess Charlie XCX is now doing complete EDM and she's a fucking star. So thank you, Charlie, for putting females in dance on the map. I'm kidding. Obviously, we've been on the map, but that's I don't know. Dance EDM is an interesting space, I think, to be a girly in, but
By the way, another male-dominated space, like, you know, Wharton, like,
Yeah.
in business, very male-dominated.
Yeah. The Wharton now, not so much. There was like a lot of boss ladies, but the finance world,
Yeah,
definitely. It got so scary. Like I was a sophomore in college and you have to like start looking for jobs then. And I was calling these like 50-year-old men at Goldman Sachs, be like, hello, like I'm so interested in sales and trading of like commodities. And he'll be like, okay, 16-year-old girl. It was bizarre. It was hard to fit in, but you got to do what you got to do.
Fuck yeah. That's the right attitude.
Yeah.
But also, like, you're conquering it and, I don't know, owning your space.
Thanks, man.
Claiming what's yours.
Yes.
Girls is a great record.
Thank you so much.
Another record to hype yourself up while also hyping up your friends.
Oh, thank you so much. Girls is like, we went to the studio. It was a late Sunday. So we were like, we're not getting a record today. Like, let's just fuck around. And we tried to mash country and house music. And like country was popping off then. I'm not from here, so I hadn't really heard or listened to country before. So I was intrigued.
Country was popping off then.
It's the
Real
same
little
thing.
fad
Yeah.
here in America. Country music.
Country music was popping off like amongst everybody.
Yeah.
Like it's when Beyonce's country album came out. It was like country's back. I don't know. It was the first time I was really like dipping my toes into the genre. So we tried to mix them both. I think it led itself to a really fun record. It has the whole EP is like, it's supposed to be recession pop. It's like, everything's burning and we're so anxious, but here's this music that makes you feel better. So it's also influenced by a lot of like Rihanna and Pitbull that you can.
You get a lot of Pitbull energy.
Yes, love it. I like want to be the like tiny female Pitbull. That's
Honestly,
that's my goal.
Hey, that's like a great fucking North Star. You should go for that. It makes
go for
sense.
it. Yeah.
It's weird. It makes fucking sense.
Okay, I love it. We don't really have a Pitbull right now. Like other than
Really?
Pitbull himself.
You need a phrase. You got a catchphrase?
No. Oh my God.
You figure that out.
Yeah.
Like he goes, Mr. 205, Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide.
Well, I'm more worldwide than him. Like actually, I don't know. Is he American?
Is Miami Mr. 205 the area code for Miami?
Yeah, I think he's from Miami.
Well,
He's claimed it as his
I need
own.
a catchphrase.
Oh,
But yeah, Pitbull is the energy.
It'll
It's-
appear.
It's just I don't know. I think we need more like happy music right now, or I do, or I
agree.
did. So I made it. It's music to jump around to scream to. I always say it's music for. It's 7 a.m. You woke up. You just really don't want to fucking go to work, but you have to. So you put this music on in your car, and it's supposed to get you there.
There's a link below if you want to listen to We Good. It's really worth your time and energy. Please do it. Please do it. Because
Please do
again,
it. I beg you.
But you're getting pop records, but also like again, lyrical depth. Like you're saying
you.
something in what you're putting out there.
Thank you. I hope so. Again, going back to EDM, I feel like a lot of EDM is more production focused and we don't really care what it says. It kind of says the same things like, and we're dancing and I want to kiss you, or are you going to come home with me tonight? And I hated that in EDM records. So I always tried to talk about something, give some sort of feeling. There's a lot of like female empowerment in there. Sometimes it's just some empty lyrics about partying, which I think we also need, but I try increasingly to write more about stuff that I really care about. This EP, I think, is really doing that. Obviously, Sexy Forever means the world to me. There's like kind of like a sad song in there that, again, has, I think, emotional lyrics that really mean a lot to me. It's called Rot.
Some hearts are meant to break. Some songs are meant to flop. Some loves are meant to be, and some are not. Some leaves
are meant to rot. Some days are meant to suck. Some loves are meant to be and some are not. I loved it. I loved writing this song. It made me feel so emotional. It even has like some hearts are meant to beat and some are meant to stop. It's just, I was just going through stuff and shit was falling apart. And I was like, you know what? That's part of life. Like this shit is supposed to happen so that the good feels good.
Why'd you end the EP on that?
I love the feeling it gives me. It's like melancholically happy. I tried very hard. This is all positive music, but I tried very hard not to be like toxically positive and be like, I'm great, I'm having so much fun and everything's great, I'm so confident, because that's not true. So I wanted to end on the feeling of like, okay, like some shit is definitely going wrong and some stuff is hard and we are going through it, but there's a positive attitude that we can keep and hold on to and just have a better existence. That's kind of like the mindset I'm trying to share. Just be like a little delusionally positive, and I think just have some rose-colored glasses on when you look at life, and I found it to be just a better experience.
May have found your catchphrase. International bitch.
Yes, wait, that
I've
is
been
totally
out getting lit.
International bitch. Oh, you're gonna love this. I'm going on tour and I have a fan that says international bitch.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That is your phrase. You guys should put that
I am
in
the
everything.
next Pitbull, everyone.
Honestly, I think we're seeing the birth of something real. I mean, you've already been you've been out here doing
I
it,
have
but like
been born. I'm getting birthed.
no, but like I don't know if you publicly put into the onto the record that you want to be the next Pitbull.
No, well, that was my Pitbull record. I went into the studio. I played Fireball by Pitbull. I'm not kidding you.
Classic.
This was all completely new people, and they were looking at me like, "Are you okay?"
You're great.
And I didn't realize Fireball wasn't that big in the U.S. because like this was like the biggest song.
Fireball.
Like some people, I think the producer didn't know it.
I don't know who the hell you're hanging out with, but clearly people with out taste.
Right. And then this was my Pitbull record. This was like Miami pool party record.
Dude, Fireball's a great record.
Fireball's a great song.
Meet Me in the Hotel Room, great record. Pepsi Cola, it gives me Diet Pepsi energy. You know what I mean? You know that?
Yeah.
Addison Rae?
I've been wanting to put Pepsi in a song for so long. This was it. This was just the classic dance record where I'm talking about, are you gonna come home with me tonight? I'm horny and I wanna kiss you. But it's just a fun one. And I had to put it in there.
It's a great record.
Thanks.
And it will show up on people's like little radios thing. It'll be Diet Pepsi by Addison Rae. It'll be Pepsi Cola.
You know, I had this song that said Fanta and we were gonna call it Fanta, and then Fanta was like, you can't do that.
What?
Excuse me, this is free advertising.
Yeah, sorry.
They didn't let us. It's
Really?
now called Drop Top, which is a shittier name. I'm sorry.
And when will that song come out?
Oh, it's old.
That song's out,
It's
right?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my God, you guys know so much about me. It's an old song, yeah.
It came out. It was released as a single, right? It wasn't on, or was it on the first EP?
It was on the first EP. It was like the EP track, as in like the EP's single, I guess.
Do you call it LFG or Let's Fucking Go?
Both.
Okay.
I have funny stories about that name.
How'd you, what's funny?
Well, it's obviously it's LFG's Let's Fucking Go, and it was deeply involved in a conspiracy theory about me that stood for other stuff. This is like deep Turkey Reddit, but it kind of like got me involved in this conspiracy theory that was totally false. But
Really?
it is LFG stands for Let's Fucking Go and nothing else. I promise.
You got a lot of sway in Turkey? Istanbul?
Sway?
No, like you say you're big deal in Istanbul. You can get into clubs? No? It's like a hype up song, manifestation moment?
So, I say it in the song. Yeah, well, I think I like had my like 15 minutes of fame moment in Turkey.
Courtesy of Gaslight?
What?
Courtesy of Gaslight?
No, courtesy of the song called Belly Dancing.
Great record.
Thank you.
But that comes later. So Gaslight blows up here.
Gaslight blows up here.
First, 2022.
First, 2022, I'm in college. I'm like I did it in the dorm room.
But Belly Dancing is like 2023, right?
Yeah. So I'll give you the timeline. This happens my junior year. Gaslight is blowing up. I like meet all the labels and they're all calling me and I go into their offices and I'm like, what the actual fuck is happening? In the summer, I'm in the Grace building in Bryant Park at like Bain & Company Consulting in my little suit. And I'm like, that like the client's calling us. And then I go to a meeting room and be like, hello, how much are they giving us for the single? And like, what's the royalty rate on it? Like negotiating a label deal on the side. It was a crazy time.
Amazing.
Then I go back for my senior year. And as I finish college, I put out an EP, like work on more music with mostly the same crew from college, my two besties. And then while I graduate, I make the call to like not take my job. I actually just delayed my job start and then a few months ago quit. Yeah, so this is all pretty fresh. And then, well, I quit because belly dancing had its moment in Turkey. I could like show my parents like, look, like I'm making some money, like please let me quit my job. And they were like, okay, like shoot your shot. Yeah, so this is all like a very recent crazy life change for me. I had to build an entire like artist closet because I was wearing suits. I was wearing really like pretty like clothing and I had to buy colorful, interesting clothes.
But is it based on what you actually, who you are as a person or what you think this artist should be?
No, it is. It started off like I didn't really know what to pick out, but I've definitely found that this person was somewhere inside of me and she wanted to come out and she could with this artist project. Like honestly, that random TikTok video didn't only like change my career path, it really changed me as a person. It like showed me, INJI, you could plan life out to a T and have every step planned out, but like that's not how it works. Because this random opportunity, random risks taken led me to a much like more exciting life that I'm so much more passionate about now, that I learned how to chill with this artist project.
Are you learning to chill because it's what you're meant to be doing? There's peace in that.
Yeah.
Right? Like maybe you weren't meant to be doing the other thing, which is why there was anxiety and all this shit wrapped around it.
Maybe. I liked it. I liked like doing finance and
Do you miss it?
But I know, because there's a lot of finance and business and econ in the
100%.
business. I love it.
Yeah,
Doing my accounting, having little Excels.
You get to run a business of your own.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I didn't know what in. The world was like, duh, bitch, music. So now that's what I'm doing.
Less anxious about transactions?
No, I'm still so anxious, but I guess less anxious. But it also, like, the music career put me in the most difficult situations ever that I would never have the courage to put myself in. Like, singing in front of people, getting hate from the world, being perceived by a bunch of people. It, like, forced me into those situations that made me grow, I think. I don't know. I'm a lucky girl again.
Would you recommend this path to somebody else?
Well, it depends on what you like. I most definitely, like flow state activity, like where you like should be, what you should be doing with your life. That for me, that's being on stage 100%. That's why I was playing piano and singing jazz all the time. If there's a stage, like I must go perform. It is my happiest form. So for me, yes, definitely. If you love being on stage, go be an artist. If it's your passion, sure. I would just recommend do whatever the fuck you want to do that makes you feel good. Like, I learned it kind of the easy way because I got lucky, but life isn't that serious and like we're not going to live for that long. Just if there's something you want to go try, just try it.
And see where it goes?
And see where it goes. It's cringy to not try. Trying is very hot and very cool.
It's interesting that you bring up flow state. Very few people have brought that up on our show. I brought it up before. It's what an athlete will get into, or somebody who's, you can also refer, one of my therapists calls it subconscious competence. Mm-hmm. So it's this idea that you don't really need to think about what you're doing. You just know that you're doing it well and in the moment. And it's, you're present, but yet you essentially black out. Yeah.
And you can call it like something that you could do for hours and never get tired of it at all. Which 100% for me was just performing or singing or being on stage. And it's, I think, hard to find that thing, but it's the most powerful thing in the world. It's kind of like, did you watch the movie Soul? Where everyone has like a passion put in them? It's kind of like, I found my button. Yeah, my button is being on stage.
But it's different for everybody, right? Like, what's going to accomplish flow state for you or whatever you want to call it.
For sure. And it can be really different things. Like, for some people, it's floor arrangements. Yeah. And that's just like, that's all they want to do. And then they can become the best floor arrangement person in the world. But yeah, finding your flow state is just kind of like a gem.
If you grew up singing and playing piano, how did you end up at a business school in Philadelphia in the first place?
Great question. Well, I never thought this will be my career because I can also remember my like mom kind of pushing me, and like we'd be at a restaurant and they'd be like there'd be a beautiful person singing really nicely. They'd be like, they're great. They're at a bar. No one's listening to them. We're not even gonna clap when she finishes the song. Or like, yeah, my mom was a little brutal. I love you, mom. Or like people on YouTube who are the most beautiful singers and be like, well, like, it's hard. So I never thought, oh, I'll go be an artist. I was a nerd. I was like ugly growing up, like actually. So I thought, oh, like I'll be valuable because I'm like, I can be really smart and I can like get really good grades and I can play good piano. So I just kind of said to myself, like, if you get A's and be successful, you can like be valuable. So then my life goal became like, go to Harvard and then work at Goldman Sachs. And then like I did like a similar version of that. Yeah, I guess that's how I ended up in Philadelphia. I did love econ. I liked business. And then like I heard, oh, they have the best business school over there. I was like, I want to go there.
Who told you were ugly growing up?
Me! I'll show you. No, I'm proud of it. I think it's a virtue to glow up. Or not. But yeah, I was kind of ugly. I don't think I'm ugly now.
What do your parents do?
My parents, well, they're both mechanical engineers, and they met in mechanical engineering college.
Yeah, they're smart.
They're smart, and then they've like been together since like 19, I don't know. And they're like entrepreneurs, so I just like saw my dad so loving his job so much. He'd work like 24 hours, like building what he wants to build, and that's probably why I wanted to be an entrepreneur. It's also, the dynamic now is so funny because I'm pretty new to this music stuff. Like, it's a very tough industry. Like, by the way, being here in this room, like, I've been losing my mind for days. like you are my celebrity. I'm like, I'm literally talking to a celebrity right now. That's how I feel. Guys, Los Angeles is a planet away from Istanbul. This is wild. Every time I walk into one of these buildings, I'm like, what is going on with my life? How am I here? I see like a billboard with like movie star faces on it. I'm like, where am I? It's crazy. Anyways, what I was getting to is I am pretty new to music. It is crazy and it's definitely a hard industry. So my mom and dad are like at opposite ends of the spectrum, where my dad is like so easily excitable because he loves music. And he's just like, comment with like, you got 50 likes on your post and someone said that they like your music. I love it. This is going to be great. And then my mom was like, you're touring? Good job. You're going to sing to like 300 drunk kids. Very nice, INJI. Good job going to Wharton. So it's a great balance. One keeps me very humble. She literally once came to me and was like, I just saw a video of Beyonce's show. Do you think you can dance like that? I was like, Mom, let's aim a little lower here. Which I like it. It keeps me humble, but no, I cannot dance like Beyonce. I think I'll be fine though.
Said while wearing jorts and what are those, Air Forces?
Those are dunks.
Dunks.
I don't know. Clearly. Shit.
Yeah.
By the way, you can listen to INJI's music. We good. It's waiting for you on Amazon Music.
Yes.
It's down there.
Please do.
You need balance though. It's very healthy.
I think so.
Because then it also like puts everything into perspective. It allows you to keep growing. It's wild. And also it just
100%.
began. This whole thing has just started.
I think so too. It's especially this summer of like the like rise of all the female artists who I love. Like the whole Sabrina and Chapel stories of like there's like a decade of a career here that we're just seeing. Like it's just really chilling me out about you can't build something in a year. No. Like it's just gonna be shitty.
And you control your effort and not the outcome, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're putting your best into something, eventually it's going to hit.
I think so.
Oh, the music's so fucking good. Yeah,
Thank
really
you
good.
so much. I love that you guys like it.
Oh, yeah, I'm not bullshitting either. It's really good.
Oh, yay.
Listen to it.
My celebrity likes my music.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
No, you don't get it. It's so wild that I'm here, guys. Istanbul is so far away. Like, I would watch Ariana Grande on TV and I'm like, oh, this is happening on Mars. And then I like watched your interview a few months ago with Ariana Grande, and then someone called me and was like, "You're gonna talk to Zach," and I was like, "Are you kidding me? I'm one connection point away from Ariana Grande."
That's how Dan feels every day.
No, I know her myself.
I really thank you for giving anything that we've ever done, any time and energy. But also,
no,
real
I
recognized
love
is
it
real,
all.
so it means a lot. Thanks.
I love it all.
Appreciate you. Mutual. Thoughts?
Where's your how would you describe your accent?
Well, it changes depending on who I'm talking to, but it's a good mix of some like Turk in there, like my T's and K's are very like, and then some British. You should see me talking to any Turkish person. I'll be like, okay, like, what are you doing tonight? It comes out. There's like a little bit of British in there because I spent some time in London, and then some American probably. It's weird because it's like lame in Turkey to talk in an American accent because you're trying too hard. So like if I'm talking to if there's like Turkish friends in a room and I'm with my college friends, completely different accent.
Really?
It changes. Like I feel like I got a free pass for putting weird accents in my songs. Like sometimes I talk in a British accent.
Would you
the
sing in
songs.
Turkish?
I don't think I'm gonna make music in Turkish just because it only appeals to like a very small crowd.
The people in Turkey?
The people who speak
I
Turkish.
was just like, oh, who do I know who speaks Turkish?
Yeah, no,
None.
it's like a good 80 million of us, but
That's pretty good.
yeah, but I don't think so. I think the Turkish music market is very different. Even Turkish singing is very different. Like I wouldn't be a good Turkish traditional singer. Like think about kind of Indian singing and how it has very different intonations. We also have very different styles of singing, like a lot of vibrato and bends and stuff. So I don't think I'll make Turkish music. Really, the goal here is to be like a global artist, but I'm Turkish. Hey, fun fact.
You're an international bitch.
International bitch. I really want to be like the first like big like pop star who's Turkish. Hopefully, that's my big goal.
You should just knock on that piece of wood right there. Right there. It'll happen.
Manifest.
Yeah, dude. That
This
log
is a lucky wood, right?
It's a lucky log, yeah. Very lucky log. I look forward to watching your eyes. Please come back on our show.
Oh my god, I'd love to.
Yeah, we're always going to be here, right?
That would be so fun.
Yeah, you know what song from the first EP I think is great just because the name also is Unz Unz.
Oh, love that.
Did you just listen to the beat and you're like, that's the name of the song?
It was actually my first ever session I had in LA. I was shitting my pants. Because I don't know how to do a session. How do I write songs with strangers? I couldn't write anything the whole day. And then in the last 10 minutes, like we went upstairs for a cigarette break and we were just like, oons, oons, oons. And the whole song is an ad lib. I like went on the mic and I said my thing, the like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, whatever. I'm like shitting on some DJ. It's a lot of ad libs. A lot of this music that comes out ends up being improv moments and ad libs because I think in the essence of this project is like that girl in the dorm room who like didn't think anyone was going to listen to these songs. So she was just like saying her thing. So it just always, the songs that come out are the songs I made where I felt zero pressure and just felt like, oh, this is just like a random Sunday or like, oh, this is just an ad lib, whatever. I think that's where like authenticity comes out.
Totally.
Yeah.
But that's also like how some of the most listened to artists end up getting made. So it's cool.
Probably, yeah.
Creating art that's just for you and your friends.
I think so. I think if I sat down and was like, I'm going to start an artist project, like this is my strategy, it would have been horrible. I would have just like pulled stuff from like, what do I think people like? Which I don't think anyone likes that.
No, they want to know you.
They want something new. They want to actually know like authentically the person. So yeah, every day I strive to be like, just like close my eyes and be like, okay, if no one was watching, what would this song sound like? And that's what we try to get to.
That is healthy.
Yeah, okay, I love that.
Listen to INJI's music. The entire catalog is waiting for you on Amazon
Yes, and
Music.
then don't tell me you listened so I can...
Yeah, don't tell her that you listen. Just show up to a show, please. Link below if you want to listen. You good?
Yep.
Thanks for being here.
We good. It's good. I'm good. We good.
Come on, you were nervous before. No more nervous.
I'm not nervous anymore. I feel so happy. You guys have amazing energy.
Oh, thanks for hanging out and being here. I really
Of
appreciate
course.
that.
This is like a canon event.
Oh.
I'm going to go home and scream. I didn't tell anyone this was happening because I was like, I don't want to jinx it.
By the way,
I have a podcast.
I need to abide by that. That's a smart way to approach things. You can't tell anybody anything because then you do jinx shit.
You jinx shit.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
do need to learn
God.
that.
Yeah, loose lips sink ships.
Oh my God, totally. I believe in the jinx. Do you know that Nazar, evil eye?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Turkish and Middle Eastern thing where like the devil is always watching. So if you brag about stuff, the evil eye will come take it from you.
Fuck.
So we put these like blue eyes everywhere.
God, I've lost so much of that devil.
Yeah, you have to put them around here. I'll gift you some.
Yeah, because you can't, you have to be gifted them, right? You can't go and get them yourself.
Oh, I didn't really know that, but I'll gift you some.
There's like a thing around it. Like you can't buy your own evil eye.
Smart.
Google that. I don't know. That's what I was told by somebody.
Okay, maybe. You might totally be right.
Yeah. Then I was getting these shirts that came with evil eye pins.
Yeah, I always have a pin on me.
Nice. Really?
Yeah, well, like it's in my wallet right now.
Damn. See, I need to be doing that.
Yeah.
I had my best luck when I was wearing an evil eye pin. You get that? You Google it?
There's a lot on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
INJI's Music, waiting for you on Amazon Music. Thanks for being here and hanging out.
Thank you guys.
You're incredible.
I had a blast. You're incredible.
INJI, everybody.
Yeah.